Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We appreciate you tuning in this morning. So today we're going to look at a new Logan 4-horse with a lot of extra tack room. So if you're in the market for something that has some additional tack setup, you want to carry a lot of stuff with you, maybe you want a separate tack option from a front dressing room, this is a trailer for you. So behind me is a 2022 Logan Bullseye 4-horse gooseneck. So these Bullseye models have become extremely popular over the last couple of years. We've really gone heavy with 3 and 4-horse goosenecks, especially this setup that I'm going to show you. There's a couple different versions of this trailer we can do. I'm going to walk you through some of the add-ons that we've done to this trailer, how we've optioned it out. Again, here at Transwest, if you're familiar with our inventory, familiar with our videos, we like to walk you through these because every trailer is a little bit different. We never have a standard trailer here on the lot. We kind of put our own little stamp on it. We always like to refer to them as, a fingerprint. Every one of them is a little bit unique, a little bit different. So we're going to walk you through this trailer because, again, it's really cool. So we have this in a 3-horse version as well. Again, let's kind of go through, and I'll point out some stuff as we go through it, what we have done and what Logan has done. So one of the very first things is let's talk about how this trailer is constructed. It is a galvanized steel frame with aluminum body. So your galvanized steel won't rust like black steel will. You actually have a lifetime corrosion warranty on this trailer, being the first time owner. 8-year structure warranty, nose to tail, 2-year hardware. So basically nose to tail on that. Again, a really cool setup from the standpoint of some of the stuff that they incorporate on these trailers. One of the very first things is this vortex lining. I am a big fan of this. This is like a bed liner, and they incorporate it throughout the trailer. I'll point it out as we walk through this, but it's really strong, it's really durable. It also makes cleanup when we get in the stall area really easy as well. But we've got a single leg manual crank jack underneath here, spare tire located to the left of it. Tucked back here is our hand crank jack. The other cool thing is this doubles as a lug wrench for you. And it just kind of snakes its way down in there and just stores for you. Another cool option is normally our cargo light in the back of our truck up on the top of the cab gets blocked by the front of the trailer. So they've actually got a light underneath here, switches over here on driver's side, so it's real easy to turn on and off. But this way you can, if you're having to get to that spare tire, hooking up, doing something in the bed, doing something to the back of the trailer, you have this light. It will pivot too. Because again, our cargo light on the back of the cab is going to get blocked by the front of this. So I know it's a small little feature, but boy, it sure is handy to have that. So when I'm talking about a lot of extra tack, let's take a look at this. So we've got dual doors open right here. Our door, as you're looking at it to the right, is for a front dressing room. And then the door to the left is going to go to our closet tack, so it's all sealed behind it. So let's start with the dressing room first. The reason why this setup has become so popular is over the standard trailer itself in this Bullseye model, we've added 2 foot of length to it. And that 2 foot of length gets added here to the short wall, but then we can put this closet tack directly behind it. And as you see, completely sealed. There's all that vortex lining. This is kind of cool because it's almost a blank canvas for you. You've got the ability to go in, maybe put some shelves, I've seen some customers do, some cabinets. You can put some extra hooks, just items like that. And it is this L shape, so this does tuck behind that closet tack. So there's a lot of room actually in this front dressing room. So you can keep this a lot cleaner. We're not having to smell saddles, wet blankets, wet pads, anything like that. Keep that tack and everything, completely sealed off. Now, one thing that I've noticed is when customers bring their units in for maybe some service work, I like to peek in these closet tack setups, and it is amazing how clean. I mean, it almost looks brand new like this. And then their tack's all sealed off, and that's because we're not mixing the two. Everything's going in one area. Again, it keeps this a lot cleaner. You've got LED lights incorporated in here as well, just like underneath that we saw. Again, you see that vortex lining throughout the trailer. You have windows, so you can create a cross breeze through here, see out of the trailer itself. If you throw a mattress up there, bedroll, anything like that. And then they've got this fold-up cleat right here. So it gives you the ability hopping up there, real simple, fold up, fold down. But it is a lot better to just throw a foot on there and just hop up into that gooseneck area. Now we're going to take a look at that closet tack that I was showing you. So this is a really cool setup. So you have a 4-tier, because it's a 4-horse, swing out saddle rack. On our 3 horses, you'd have 3 pads. All these posts are built the same way. So on our 2 and 3 horse bumper poles, their standard is going to be 2 and 3 pads, 3 horse, 3 pads, 4 horse, 4. But you've got the ability to put 4 on all these. All these posts are built the same. So if you want additional pads, you can. But on this one, you get your 4-tier, real easy to use. Saddles are right here for us, not having to crawl in. Swings in out of the way. There's still a lot of floor space right there. So there's still room for a lot of items that you can throw in there. It's not a real tight fit by any means. And then we've carpeted above that vortex lining where our hooks are, so you don't have tack rubbing against the wall. And an upgrade we've done is tucked behind that swing out saddle rack is a water tank in there. So that is a corner water tank. This is built specifically for these Bullseye models. But again, it fits really well in there. That's something we like to upgrade on. We just noticed that everybody kept having us add water tanks to them, so we just said, hey, let's just order them with that, so you have water available with you at all times. Maybe you have a finicky horse, maybe you're going to an event where, you know, a water hydrant's a long ways away. This way you can carry water on board with you. And then here on the door, you've got a 4-tier blanket pole rack that swings out and hooks into place, and then a brush tray for kind of some smaller miscellaneous items. Now, one thing on these Bullseye models and a lot of competitors in this price range, there's some things that I always like to point out, and I'd like to point out these tack doors, and there's a reason for that. If it's rounded at the top, it's a prefab door. It's really lightweight. On those trailers, we actually recommend you lock the doors going down the road, because a certain bump will get it to pop open. To where these are heavy duty doors. You see the square at the top, that means they're made at the factory, welded hinges, a lot of framework in it, real heavy duty door. And then there's also a drip rail at the top of it, so it keeps that moisture from hitting the top of that, trying to work its way back in. Now they use a real good weather seal on it. Again, the fit and finish is really good right there on those doors, but every opportunity we can to get that moisture away from the top of that door, the better. You know, Colorado, we get real warm days, real cold nights. You know, when we get that moisture, it gets in there, and also what we don't want it to do is freeze and us grab that door and rip it open and potentially do damage to that weather seal. So weather strips are always nice above those. You notice that the tack door also has a paddle latch over it, and that's for safety purposes. On this front door here, you just have your grab handle. Well, if you're driving down the road, we're forcing air down the trailer this way, and it's hinged forward. If we had the opposite here and this comes open, what's it going to do? It's going to swing over and slam the side of the trailer. So just an extra little safety measure right there. We like that paddle latch. All these and on the drop windows, everything's key to like as well. So it's just one key to lock it. This is a white sheeted, which is standard. Sometimes we mix up some of the colors, but white sheeting. You see your 4 bus windows on hip wall, your tie rings. You also have a load light. You're gonna have a load light on each side of this trailer and the rear of it as well. Here's an upgrade we did. Instead of steel wheels, we've gone to aluminum wheels. Really dresses the trailer up better. Gives it a nice finished look, in my opinion. And then they're gonna, you know, the steel wheels over time, you know, that paint can chip. They get that kind of surface rust kind of look. They just get a little uglier, where these aluminums, boy, they'll brighten right back up and again, give it a nice finished look to it. 2 6,000-pound rubber torsion axles. You have plenty of axle underneath this trailer. Actually, you know, when you're going down the road and loading it up from that standpoint there. Electric brakes on it. And then as we get to the back, you have dual 50/50 doors. They're independent. They can open one ahead of the other. It is always easier to open the right-hand door because of the weather stripping, but you can open the left ahead of the right. You don't have to go in a certain sequence, but it is a little bit simpler to go right and then open the left. And majority of the time, you're going to open up that right-hand door anyway, loading horses. But if you want a nice, big, wide open, you know, this is such a cool setup. You know, with no rear tack on this is really inviting for horses getting in and out. The other cool thing is if you're wanting to double this as some type of a toy hauler, maybe you are hauling some livestock now and then, these dividers actually go against the wall. We can snap them to hold them back, but again, it gives you a straight shot. If you're wanting to haul those toys and you're wanting to upgrade, add on a rear ramp, we can do that. We just remove these rubber bumpers and it attaches right to the trailer. You shut your rear doors and it folds up over them. So we have rubber mats. So on these Bullseye models, the floor standard is wood floor that's covered in that Vortex lining. But on this trailer here, we actually upgraded to the aluminum floor with the Vortex lining. So this is the same base floor that Logan uses on their standard models that have Sure Grip flooring. So if you wanted to remove the mats and add Sure Grip flooring, this is already in place. So it's real easy to do, then it self-drains right out. But by having that Vortex lining to protect that aluminum from the urine, you know, it's never going to make contact with it. So, you know, we're not having to worry about those corrosion type issues of that urine, that acidity, you know, eating away at that. But real easy to pull these mats out and just power wash out. It's got gaps to it. So, you know, real simple to clean up. Again, if you notice in here, all these upright posts, the kick walls, everything's got that Vortex lining that I was showing you underneath there. So again, they incorporate it throughout the trailer. So it's real easy to clean up, but I really like it in the stall area because I really think it deadens the noise in here quite a bit. We're not getting that real echoey, you know, banging and clanking that you'll notice on some trailers. I think that Vortex really helps with that as well. You know, nobody wants to ride back here when it's banging and clanking and stuff like that, and I'm sure your horses don't either. So when we can eliminate that, that's a good thing. So 4-horse, you get your 4 LED lights, 1 per stall. These are all on a switch on the outside of the trailer, but if you want to, you can individually walk up, turn it on or off. You have 4 two-way roof vents. As we're looking at this roof, I want you to also notice too, there's a little bit of a bow to it. So a lot of the competitors out there, again, in this kind of price point, they'll have a flat roof, where here's the downfall of a flat roof. A flat roof makes it to where that moisture, that snow, that rain, it's just gonna sit on top of the roof. And it's gonna eat at your roof seals a lot quicker. To where if we have a little bit of a bow, it's gonna get that moisture away from the trailer when it melts. So we're not having to deal with, you know, a reseal roof probably as frequent or as soon as a flat surface trailer. Those trailers, when they come in on trade, it can only be a couple years old, and I noticed that flat roof, those roof seals are done. We have to, you know, put that added expense to go ahead and get the trailer ready for the next guy so we don't have a roof leak. You know, horse area, obviously we don't want it dripping in here, but you know, think about your tack. You spend a lot of money on it, stuff in that front dressing room. Let's try to keep it as clean and dry as possible. So again, that's where I really like that roof vent, or the roof vents, but also more importantly, the arch to the roof itself to get that stuff away. And then you've got your padded dividers. So you have 3 of them here. This rear one is actually telescoping. The reason why it telescopes is we can shrink it down, shut our rear doors, and still have all the dividers in it, where we're not losing stall space with them having to stick off the wall a little bit. So I can shrink it down, go ahead and shut the rear doors, again, if you're hauling toys, anything like that. It's just real nice to have them out of the way themselves. Like I talked about on the front tack rooms, those tack doors, same thing applies to drop windows. So prefab windows are real lightweight. There's no framework around them. They usually have, I hate to say it's a kind of a chintzy jail bar type system in it as well, to where this is a real heavy duty drop windows, heavy duty jail bars. This also comes standard with the screens. Screens can be removed if you want, if you got somebody that likes to tear stuff up, if they get bored in the trailer, but real simple to fold down, put back into place, and then they shut really easy. And then for more of the vertically challenged, there is a kind of a cheater bar right here. So instead of having to reach clear up here for that latch, you can actually reach down low to open and close these. So you have those welded hinges again on these drop windows. Also, you have your drip rails. So just like I was showing you on those tack doors. And also, like I mentioned, all these can be locked up with one key. So same thing as your tack doors, it's just one key to basically shut up the trailer itself. So as you can see, these closet tacks have become so popular because we're not really making the trailer massively long when we're looking at like a mid-tack type option. You get your separate tack area, you still get a nice area that's sealed off as far as the front dressing room goes, keeping that nice and clean. So as you can see, this is why these closet tacks have become so popular over the last couple years. So if you're interested in this trailer, maybe you want it in a 3-horse, maybe you want it in a 4-horse with a different color, we have more on order. We can order you something. But this one here is 5N211 342. Again, a 2022 Logan Coach Bullseye 4-horse gooseneck with a closet tack. So give us a call. Anybody on the sales team can help you out. That number is 303-684-3400. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.